So let's dive into the murky waters. A dark empath at its very core is someone that is very sharp, but almost with an uncanny ability to feel and read emotions, paired with a knack for bending that insight to their will. The difference between one who's evil and one who's turned good, becoming that ultimate bad guy turned hero kind of story, lies in intent, evolution, and how they wrestle with their own shadows. So let's take the evil dark empath. So dark empath, an evil dark empath. A dark empath who's gone rotten, predator, let's say he's cloaked in velvet. Let's make it fun. They've got the same emotional radar, sensing your fears, your weak spots, your unspoken aches, but it's all a game to them. They use that gift like a blade, cutting into people for power, for control, just the thrill of it. Maybe they charm you into spilling your soul, and then they twist it to keep you dependent, feeding off your trust like a leech. Their empathy isn't fake. They feel your pain, but it's a means to an end. They might revel in the chaos. They start smirking as you unravel, because it proves they're untouchable. So this version of evil isn't always loud and obvious. Insidious, a quiet puppeteer pulling strings. So childhood trauma might have birthed them, but they let it fester. This hurt kid inside, that's obvious. They've locked it away, replaced it with a cold hunger. They don't heal, they exploit. So think of someone who could sit with you through a breakdown, nod all your insecurities to guilt you into loyalty. No redemption there, just a cycle of taking. Now, take a dark empath turned good. You flip it. The dark empath who claws their way to good. They start in the same mess, traumas, fingerprints all over them, teaching them to read people as a survival trick. They might have been manipulated once to using their emotional x-ray vision to shield themselves or get ahead. But something shifts. Maybe it's a moment of seeing their own reflection, someone else's pain, or a crack in their armor that lets guilt seep in. They don't ditch the darkness, they redirect it, they use it, they harness it. This one's the ultimate redemption arc. The bad girl who turns it around. They still feel your emotions like a storm in their chest. Still know how to nudge your thoughts, but now it's to lift you up. They've matured their wounds into wisdom. With hoards control, this one lets go, using their insight to heal, to connect, to pull others out of the abyss they once knew so well. They're not saints. They're still on edge. The selfishness in needing to fix what they understand, but it's a net positive. They become the guide who's walked the dark road and knows the way back. They might sit with you in your lowest moment, not to trap you, but to say, hey, I've been there, and you're not alone. Their turnaround makes them magnetic. The key difference, it's all about what they do with the power their trauma gave them. The evil, dark empaths leans into the void, letting it consume and corrupt them. The empathy becomes a trap. The redeemed one fights the pull, turning their curse into a quiet strength. Empathy becomes a bridge. So one destroys, the other rebuilds. The bad guy turned good story shines because it's a battle won against their own nature, making them more human than most.